Caracas in December is tense, the air thick with uncertainty and a sense of foreboding that seems to settle over the city like the evening mist. The city braces for a crisis that feels closer than ever, as if every street corner and every whispered conversation carries the weight of what might come next. Venezuela, already fractured by years of economic collapse and political turmoil, now faces the looming threat of international conflict, a danger that overshadows daily struggles. Washington's rhetoric has sharpened, and President Maduro responds with defiance, vowing to defend Venezuela's sovereignty at any cost, rallying his supporters with fiery speeches. The world watches as the standoff escalates, old wounds threatening to erupt into open war, and every new headline stirs more anxiety among the people. U.S. sanctions and pressure have long targeted Maduro's government, but now, for the first time, military options are openly discussed in Washington, raising the stakes dramatically. For Venezuelans, this isn't just politics. It's a daily fear, layered atop scarcity, hunger, and the constant uncertainty of what tomorrow will bring. News of U.S. military movements in the Caribbean and near the Colombia border spreads anxiety through every conversation, fueling rumors and deepening mistrust. Is this just posturing, or is it the prelude to a full-scale invasion? The question lingers in the air, unanswered and unsettling. Caracas activates its military, calling soldiers and militias to prepare for defense, as the government urges unity and vigilance. Life continues, queues for bread, children playing in narrow alleys. But the undercurrent of fear is everywhere, shaping even the most ordinary moments. Families quietly plan for the worst, wondering if their homes and futures are safe, whispering late into the night about what they should do if the unthinkable happens. The question is no longer if, but when. Time seems to move faster, each day bringing new uncertainty. The drums of war beat louder, echoing through every Venezuelan's life, a relentless rhythm that no one can ignore. President Maduro stands before his supporters, his presence commanding the attention of thousands gathered in the open air. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation, every eye fixed on the leader who has become a symbol of resistance for many. He declares Venezuela's desire for peace, but not at the cost of dignity or self-respect. The crowd listens, hanging on his every word, aware of the gravity of the moment. "We want peace, but not a slave's peace," he proclaims, firmly rejecting U.S. pressure and foreign intervention. His words echo through the crowd, stirring a sense of unity and defiance. He frames the crisis as a battle for sovereignty, invoking the legacy of Bolivar and warning that the real target is Venezuela's vast oil reserves. The nation's resources, he insists, must remain in Venezuelan hands. Maduro's message is clear: no foreign-imposed government, no resignation, and no compromise on the nation's independence. He calls for dialogue, but only on terms that respect Venezuela's sovereignty and the will of its people. Negotiation, he says, must never mean submission. The crowd rallies, seeing in Maduro a defender against foreign aggression and a guardian of their national identity. His speech unites even some critics, channeling anti-imperialist sentiment and a renewed sense of national pride. In this moment, political differences are set aside for a common cause. For supporters, this is more than rhetoric. It's a stand for the Bolivarian Revolution, a movement they believe is under threat. They wave flags, chant, and prepare to defend their country, determined to show the world their unity and resolve. Maduro's defiance becomes their own, a collective cry against outside interference and a pledge to protect their homeland. The call is for peace, but on Venezuela's terms. Peace that honors their history, their resources, and their right to self-determination. Washington's signals are unmistakable. Diplomatic talk has given way to military posturing. U.S. officials warn that all options are on the table, and naval deployments near Venezuela send a clear message. Years of sanctions have crippled Venezuela's economy, but now military escalation seems imminent. The U.S. frames its actions as humanitarian, citing Venezuela's crisis and alleged threats to regional stability. Naval and air deployments are justified as precautions, but in Caracas, they're seen as direct threats. Allies like Colombia echo the U.S. stance, while others urge caution, fearing regional chaos. The shadow of past U.S. interventions in Latin America fuels skepticism and fear. The world is divided. Some back Washington, others warn of disaster. The next move is uncertain, but the stakes are higher than ever. Venezuela braces for what may come. The Venezuela-Colombia border, long known for its tension and volatility, is now a flashpoint for regional instability. What was once a line on the map has become a zone of uncertainty and fear. Towns like Cúcuta and San Antonio del Táchira are on edge, their daily rhythm shattered by military buildups and the constant threat of violence. Streets that once bustled with commerce and families now echo with uncertainty. Bridges once used for trade and connection now feel like front lines, patrolled by armed guards and closed to the flow of goods and people. Residents face agonizing choices, sending children away for safety, stockpiling food and medicine, or preparing to shelter in place as tensions escalate. Every decision is fraught with risk. The humanitarian crisis deepens daily as cross-border trade and medical access grind to a halt, leaving families desperate for basic necessities and medical care. Armed groups, guerrillas, paramilitaries, and criminal gangs add to the danger, threatening to turn any conflict into a chaotic, multi-sided war that could spiral out of control. The border is a powder keg, with innocent civilians caught between states, soldiers, and unpredictable armed actors. Fear and anxiety are constant companions. Rumors swirl of U.S. advisors and military maneuvers, further heightening the fear and uncertainty that grip the region. The sense of impending conflict grows stronger each day. For those living here, war is not a distant threat. It's a daily, terrifying possibility that shapes every moment, especially for the most vulnerable. The fuse is short, and the consequences could be catastrophic, threatening to engulf not just the border, but the entire region in chaos. The world watches anxiously. But for border residents, the crisis is already painfully real, an everyday struggle for survival and hope. As rumors swirl of Maduro's flight, Caracas is gripped by uncertainty. The president's silence fuels speculation. Has he fled, or is he still in command? Suddenly, Maduro appears, driving through a working-class neighborhood, waving and speaking with residents. The event, broadcast live, is political theater, meant to quash rumors and project strength. By showing himself among the people, Maduro aims to reinforce his image as a leader unafraid of threats. Supporters are reassured, opponents are frustrated. The narrative shifts from government weakness to presidential resolve. In Venezuela's information war, perception is power. A single public appearance can change the psychological balance of the crisis. Facing the threat of invasion, Venezuela launches a show of military readiness. Maduro orders the armed forces and civilian militias to maximum alert, with state TV showing tanks, jets, and urban combat drills. The message: Venezuela will resist any foreign intervention. The Bolivarian militia, a civilian reserve, is mobilized. Factory workers and grandmothers alike receive rifles and basic training. The government hopes the prospect of a drawn-out guerrilla war will deter the U.S. Military leaders publicly affirm loyalty to Maduro, countering U.S. calls for defection. Yet questions remain about the military's true capabilities after years of crisis. Equipment is aging, morale is uncertain, and reports of desertion persist. The preparations are as much psychological as strategic. A warning to Washington and reassurance to supporters. Venezuela readies itself, but the outcome is far from certain. The threat of war has become part of daily life in Venezuela, amplifying stress and uncertainty. Parents worry for their children's safety. Markets buzz with rumors and fear. Economic hardship is relentless, and the prospect of conflict makes it worse. Yet, there's resolve. Chavistas rally around the government, seeing the crisis as a fight for sovereignty. They join militias, attend rallies, and endure hardship, convinced they're defending history. Opponents of Maduro are divided. Some want foreign intervention. Others fear the cost. "We want Maduro out, but not war," is a common refrain. In this climate, families draw closer, communities share resources, and faith becomes a refuge. Acts of solidarity, sharing food, water, or information, offer hope. The nation is anxious, but not broken. Resilience and quiet defiance persist even as despair threatens. Venezuela endures, waiting for resolution. Beyond politics and military maneuvers, the crisis is measured in human suffering. Hospitals lack medicine. Mothers search desperately for antibiotics. Sanctions and collapse have gutted healthcare, turning treatable illnesses deadly. Millions have fled, seeking hope abroad, leaving families divided and futures uncertain. The threat of war could trigger a new wave of migration, deepening the humanitarian catastrophe. Young people face lost opportunities, disrupted education, and a choice: stay or leave. Most Venezuelans, regardless of politics, want peace and normalcy. Their voices are drowned out by leaders and armies, but their longing for safety is universal. The true cost of this crisis is borne by ordinary people. Their lives hang in the balance. In Venezuela, information is a battleground. State media shows a nation under siege. Opposition and foreign outlets highlight collapse and repression. For ordinary people, finding the truth is nearly impossible. Rumors and propaganda fuel fear and confusion. The information war deepens polarization, making it hard to know what's real. Panic spreads with every rumor of strikes or collapse, destabilizing daily life. Independent journalists risk harassment and detention to report the human cost. Their work is vital, offering glimpses of reality amid the noise. The world must seek out diverse perspectives, listening to ordinary Venezuelans as well as leaders. Understanding their hopes and fears is key to any solution. In this crisis, the search for truth is a moral imperative.